This video explores Al-Fiqh al-Akbar, a foundational work on Islamic theology attributed to Imam Abu Hanifa. The treatise covers the fundamentals of divine oneness and true faith. It is obligatory to believe in Allah, His angels, His scriptures, His messengers, resurrection, destiny, the reckoning, the scale, paradise, and hellfire, considering them all true. Next, we will discuss Allah and His essential and active attributes. Allah Most High is one, without partner, and is not comparable to His creation. He possesses essential attributes like life, power, and knowledge, and active attributes such as creating and sustaining. These attributes are eternal and unoriginated. Allah is forever the all-knowing, all-powerful, and speaker. His attributes, such as His doing, are uncreated and pre-eternal. Whoever denies or doubts the uncreated nature of His attributes is considered an unbeliever. We now turn to the Quran, which is the speech of Allah Most High. The Quran is the uncreated speech of Allah, existing pre-eternally, even though our actions of uttering, writing, and reciting it are created. It is the speech of Allah Most High, even when quoting created beings. Musa heard the speech of Allah, who was the speaker before He spoke to Musa. Allah speaks without organs or letters, and His attributes, including speech, are unlike the attributes of creation. Let us consider that Allah is unlike anything, including His hand, countenance, and self. Allah is an entity unlike any other, without body or substance. He possesses a hand, countenance, and self, as mentioned in the Quran. These are His attributes without description. We should not interpret His hand as mere power or blessing. We now examine the attributes of creating, knowledge, predestination, and His writing in the preserved tablet. Allah created all things from nothing and knew everything in pre-eternity. All events occur through His will, knowledge, ordination, decree, and writing in the preserved tablet, which contains descriptions, not commands. Allah's knowledge encompasses the existence and perishing of all things, without alteration or origination in His knowledge. Changes only occur in the knowledge of created beings. Next, we will look at how Allah created people pure and the covenant of the beginning. Allah created beings free from unbelief and true faith, commanding and prohibiting them. Belief or disbelief is the servant's choice, aided or forsaken by Allah. All are born on a natural faith, having affirmed His lordship, which is then upheld or altered. Allah does not compel anyone to faith or unbelief, but creates them pure. Belief or disbelief is the action of the servant. Allah's knowledge of a person as a believer or unbeliever remains constant, without change to His knowledge or love. All actions of servants are their acquisition, but Allah Most High is their creator, through His will, knowledge, and decree. Obedience is through His command and love, while disobedience is through His knowledge and will, but not His command or approval. We now discuss the prophets, Muhammad, and the companions. Prophets are free from major sins, unbelief, and wicked acts. Muhammad is Allah's last messenger, who never worshipped idols or sinned. The most noble after the prophets are Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman, and Ali. We praise all the companions. A believer is not charged with unbelief for committing a sin as long as he does not deem it lawful. Wiping over leather socks is a sunnah, and Taraweeh prayer is also a sunnah. Prayer behind any righteous or unrighteous believer is permissible. We do not claim a sinner is immune from hellfire, nor that he will remain there forever if he dies a believer. Good deeds performed sincerely will be accepted. Sins lesser than polytheism or unbelief, for which one did not repent, are under Allah's will for punishment or forgiveness. Signs of the prophets are real, and miracles of divine favor for the friends of Allah are true. Actions performed by the enemies of Allah are fulfillments of needs to delude and punish them, not signs or miracles. Allah was the creator and sustainer before creation and sustenance. Allah Most High will be seen by believers in the hereafter with their own eyes in paradise, without any comparison, modality, or distance. Iman is to affirm and be convinced. Its articles do not increase or decrease, but certainty can. Islam is surrender to Allah's commands. Iman and Islam are distinct in definition but inseparable in practice. Din encompasses both and all sacred laws. We know Allah as much as is His right to be known, through His description in the Quran. Worship is performed according to His commands. Believers are equal in knowledge, certainty, and belief, but dissimilar in everything else. Allah is kind and just. He may reward a servant generously out of kindness, punish for sin out of justice, or forgive out of generosity. Intercession by the prophets is a reality, especially for sinful believers. The weighing of deeds on the scale, the prophet's watering pool, and settling accounts on Judgment Day are realities. Paradise and hellfire are created and eternal. Allah guides whom He wills by generosity and leaves whom He wills to stray by justice. Forsaking a person is not granting guidance. Satan does not take away faith by force, but a servant abandons faith, and then Satan takes it. The questioning by Munkar and Nakir and the return of the soul to the body in the grave are realities. The constricting and punishment of the grave are realities for unbelievers, and possible for some disobedient believers. It is permissible to express Allah's attributes in languages like Persian, except for hand. We may say Ru'e Khuda, the countenance of God, without comparison or modality. The closeness and distance of Allah are based on honor and humiliation, not physical distance. The obedient are close without description, and the disobedient are far without description. Closeness to Allah in paradise is also without modality. All Quranic verses are equal in virtue as the speech of Allah. Some verses, like the throne verse, possess additional virtue due to their content. The names and attributes of Allah are also equal in exaltedness. Abu Talib, the Prophet's uncle, died an unbeliever. Qasim, Tahir, and Ibrahim were the Prophet's sons, and Fatima, Ruqayya, Zainab, and Kulthum were his daughters. If a subtlety of divine oneness causes doubt, a person must immediately believe what is correct according to Allah until they can inquire from a learned person. Hesitation constitutes unbelief. The ascension is a reality, and rejecting it is misguidance. The emergence of the Antichrist, Gog and Magog, the sun rising from the west, and the descent of Isa are all signs of the Day of Judgment confirmed in authentic narrations and destined to occur.